Yo, what up, guys?
What's up?
Episode 32.
That's it?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like we're on like episode like 35 or something? So for this episode, we got a lot planned. But first, it's going to be a short podcast. I gotta take this sweater off.
Jin has the whole lineup. He's planned this one out.
No, I think
first topic.
It sucks that the first topic is this, but the shooting, Parkland,
Florida.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because I think we already talked about multiple shootings on this like podcast. That's not even. What are we like? What 6 months into it? Not even
32.
32
so
weeks
divided by 4.
It's 8. I guess let's just say
8 months.
But in that time, we've talked about school shootings already. And so now we're talking about it again. So it's such a shitty thing because when the event happened, like 2 days later, I got a text and a call from my son's school system saying that they identified somebody and they arrested him because he was going to do something. So the day and age that we're living in right now is just so different, right? Kind of like, what is it, like our parents were like, oh, times were different back in the day. Well, times are different again for us now. Are we the old people that are now saying that times are different and this is how it's changing? Because it's now acceptable. It's like, number one, how do I even talk to my son about it? Like, how do I tell my son that, oh, listen, you have to be on high alert that there's a chance that somebody's going to bring in a gun. It's not a play gun, it's a real gun. And when that happens, run, hide, whatever you got to do. And like, how do you even prepare them? It's like bad enough. We got
just like that.
Just such a tough thing to even talk about though. Cause they're 6. My son's 6.
Yeah, so you got to explain it like in kids terms. You're not going to use big words.
No, but it's still,
your son better than anybody. You tell it like he would understand it. I mean, you don't want him to be walking around and like checking over his shoulder at any moment.
Maybe he should.
No, I mean that I feel like that stuff's been happening forever. I feel like now that we have access to news and social media, the things spread.
But you feel like school shootings have been going on for a long time?
Yeah, I don't mean like one every hour, but I don't think the first one was the first one we've heard about just recently. I think they've been going on for years.
No, I mean like all right, so Columbine. Columbine was what, back in 2009 or whatever? So we're looking at approximately 10 years. And within the past 10 years is like America itself has got an insane amount of school shootings. And I'm not talking about like, oh, look, one person was shot. I'm talking about multiple people being killed. And it's like, all right, so I do remember what it was I want to talk about. Guns. And yes, it's very controversial, but like guns. Do we talk about guns now?
Do we? It only comes up when there is a shooting.
And so that's
what's your opinion? I have an opinion.
Yeah, I think we should definitely talk about guns now. I mean, I think we should have talked about. Okay, so how about this? Remember when the shooting first occurred and they were like, now's not the time to talk about guns. Now's it's time to grieve. Well, how come they didn't bring that back up? Why didn't they bring that issue back up?
Because it only comes out when something happens.
That's my point. So it's like, basically, let's not talk about guns by saying, let's talk about guns.
There's always a talk about guns. The thing that happens is when there's an incident, there's a talk about, let's talk about guns. That's what it is. Guns is always a thing.
Yeah, but what the Parkland students are doing right now, it's a little bit, how do you say, revolutionary in terms of their stance and their actions, because they're trying to rally all the other students across America to be like, listen, the NRA is taking money and doing this and doing that, and the adults in Congress, they're the ones that are making these laws, and we're the ones that are getting killed and murdered and everything. So it's one of those issues where I feel like the kids, yeah, I mean, they have a right to do something like this, and I feel like, listen,
have a right to do what?
To voice their opinion and to try to take some type of action.
Anybody has that right.
But kids historically have never been taken seriously about it. And now
kids,
teenagers.
Anybody can talk about it.
No,
You
but
don't
they're
have to be a
doing
certain
more.
age to vote.
They're
But
doing
you can
more.
protest. You
No, they're
don't have to
doing a
be
lot more.
whatever
But
you want.
no,
Yeah.
I think because of this situation, the awareness of it is growing to a larger extent. You know, it's been now it's front and center, and it's to the point where
So are you against guns?
it's such a tough thing to say because, well, let me ask you: are you against guns? Are you for guns?
I asked you.
No, because I feel like
I'll
okay,
tell my answer. I want to hear what you have to
okay.
say.
So my stance on it is, I don't care for guns to the extent that we're going to potentially put people's lives at stake. I think for certain reasons, like for example, if you're going to be hunting, yeah, use a gun, use a crossbow, whatever. I mean, I completely condone that because I hate the way that our meat or non-organically produced and it's farmed and everything. So if you're all about like hunting in the wild and eating your kill, yeah, I'm for that. Or if you're about, let's say, shooting because that gun and the sport is something that you love to do, sure. But as far as I would say in most parts of America, most parts, I know in even where I'm at in Hamilton, I don't feel like I need to buy a gun to feel safe. Okay. I feel like hell, I feel like I don't even need to learn karate to be safe or anything because our society has grown to where it's not like you have to be fending for yourself in that manner. Maybe back in the early 1900s, you know, when people were like, I guess when the civilization wasn't so civilized, you know, back then that could have been an issue. But yeah, so for guns, it's such a really difficult topic for me to discuss because certain parts of it I want to be like, yeah, feel free to own your guns and have your thing, you know.
Second Amendment. Hey,
Hey, Greg.
hey, Greg. Hey there, handsome. Right back at you. Second Amendment wasn't made for hunting.
Right. So again, my stance on guns is that in today's, you know, times change, right? Even if you look at like the way that which amendment was it allowed that allowed for free press? Even now, the fact that everything is so out there in social media, I feel like press itself has to be regulated, right? If you look at what's going on with Facebook, Facebook is getting a lot of backlash for like fake news and like all these ads that promoted things that were like Russian collusion and things like that. So to a certain extent, I think as we evolve as a society, we need to address the First Amendment, Second Amendment, whatever. It has to evolve, and so the story I'm trying to get to, the point I'm trying to make is that like that kid Nicholas Cruz, was he 19? He shouldn't have an AR-15. I don't think anybody really should, right? Right, your take.
Here's mine. Like, I don't think. I mean, guns kill people, right? But I'm thinking more people kill people, right? It's the crazy people, right? If you ban guns, just like drugs have been banned, guns are not going to go away. Okay.
Exactly.
Should there be stricter tests or maybe more verification through the year, whatever it is, that could be a question. Should there be, better, stricter things on, like, from what I heard this kid, like, he already was causing trouble at school and that was kind of ignored by the school. He was sent home in suspension or something like that. And then, his social media had like stuff all over it that he was crazy. You know what I mean? It's the crazy people that do that. And as far as needing a gun for protection, I mean, people have it for sport, for protection, for fun. You know, I can name you 5 of my friends that have guns right now. They're not going to kill anybody. So honestly, I don't think that's the point.
It's too late to ban guns. It's not going to happen. So irregardless of how I feel about it, regardless of what your opinion is right now, it's not going to happen to the point where they're going to be able to ban guns because there's literally more guns than there are people in America. Okay.
Yeah, England and Australia, we're getting comments. England and Australia have gun bans, but yet they still have murders.
For one, the rate that it occurs in other countries is not like the rate it is in America. So
I don't know. We
Regardless
gotta
of what's
look at
going
the
on.
stats. I mean, cars, there's accidents, there's drunk driving. Like, is all that going to get banned too? It's just
No, I think
it's a hot topic that people like to talk about.
Alcohol should be banned like nobody's business.
Right,
Alcohol
but how much has weed killed people, and that's illegal?
None.
Yeah, weed hasn't killed anybody, but that's illegal. So I mean, it honestly, I get it. Let's talk, but I think there's a lot of like snowflakes that want to just, oh, let's talk about guns now when there's a shooting. There's a lot of people that come out of nowhere that probably don't even vote, that just want to have all their
5 million AR-15s in America.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little crazy. What do you need automatic for? You don't need to kill a deer with a automatic gun.
No, and that's the thing is, for hunting,
most of that stuff is illegal.
It's not even listen for hunting. It's not allowed.
Too much about it, but yeah, you're not supposed to have automatic. Period.
You're not supposed to take it from an AR-15 and just like, oh, there's my dinner, kill it. No, there's a whole entire like method to it where you're like, oh, I have to be within a certain range, and your cousin knows about it. He shoots and he knows it. Like, you have to be ethical with the way you kill an animal, right through the lungs, whatever it is.
You
you should.
I don't know the rules of hunting. I don't know.
So that's kind of okay. So my final take on this is, I hate the fact that we even have to debate about whether guns should be legal or illegal, because right now there isn't a direct solution for it. And then the other people that talk about like, oh, why don't we employ veterans in schools? They don't get enough funding, they don't have jobs, so why don't we give them this job?
Yeah, if you put a gun in a school, it would take the guy down much sooner before he took out someone.
Potentially, but
what did they have now? They blocked themselves. They blocked the kids with their bodies.
Okay.
Versus if they could have taken the kid out.
My point that I'm trying to make here is that I don't like the thought of having guns altogether in school, period. So it's not an answer. But just the thought, I don't like that they don't have the protection. I don't like that there's a gun in my.
Would you not go to a friend's house that had a gun? Because they lock it away and do the right things. But is that what you're saying? Because guns wouldn't be just loose. They'd either be locked away or by a licensed professional. So you wouldn't want to go to somebody's house that had a gun? Because I can name 5 people right now that have a gun. Now, you're not going to bring Kate in there?
Wait, do you have a gun in here?
No, I don't have a gun in this house, but I know.
I'm not coming.
Okay, you want me to name? First names: Andrew, San Juan, Rocco.
I've never been to their houses.
Well, I'm saying, now that you know that, is that something you won't bring Kate in there because they have them?
He said gun-free zone signs don't work. Wait a second. What about those what are those other signs? No drugs in there? Those signs work, right?
Drug-free zone.
Drug-free zone. Those signs work, right? If you put up that sign that says drugs aren't allowed here, I think drugs won't be allowed.
All that really does is when there is drugs there, because the sign was there, the sentencing is worse. So that's really all the sign does. It makes the sentencing worse.
It's like saying fines are doubled within like this range. Yeah. If you go, those dang cops, I tell you. I'm kidding, because our listener is a cop. So that was just a joke. So anyway, what we're going to leave it with is that we don't have a clear solution, just like much at Congress, but I think there needs to be steps taken, right? I think everybody could agree with the fact that there needs to be some type of proactive steps taken to ensure that, right, you have your gun, fine. You want to love it that much, fine. But you would also agree that those AR-15s did not need to be in the hands of the people that used them in the manner it was used, whether it be Columbine,
of course,
and everything else.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the crazy people that kill people, not the actual gun.
Yeah, but then, okay, so now you talk about figuring out how to test for people that are quote unquote crazy, right? That's gonna be a tough one.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. Even if you ban it completely, you burn every gun, you don't think they're gonna be out there. It's gonna that's the point. It's not even about testing. It's about a lot of stuff. I mean, I was talking to, what were we talking to? Somebody this weekend, and they were like, my sister is mentally ill, but they were never failed a test, which proved it. But I know they are. And if she went,
so that means she can go get a gun.
If she went to get a gun, she would pass. And we had somebody tell us that, a friend of ours, not saying any names,
and he has guns.
So, that's the issue. I mean, but so how do you stop that? I don't know.
Yeah, we can't just say make stronger checks, because Because if somebody hasn't done anything, and not to mention, it's like, okay, look at the one in Vegas. That dude, you couldn't check. He wouldn't have failed any background checks because he was a very normal guy. He was smart too. He was smart, normal, had a lot of money. And so how do you prevent that?
Yeah.
I know how. Ban guns.
Yeah, I honestly, like, heroin's banned, illegal, right? But yet
No,
that's everywhere.
No, look at San Francisco.
Heroin's legal.
They okay, so in San Francisco, although heroin is illegal, they have clinics that allow people to go in.
Well, that's yeah, so that they can like help them with withdrawal and stuff. Like
no, they basically say no. It's because
they want to do it with clean needles.
Exactly, they don't want more of the other associated issues going in.
He was on antidepressants.
Yeah, but so now what? Everybody that's on antidepressants can't own a gun? Is that how it works?
Everybody on antidepressants should die. No, I'm just kidding.
Because like in America, a lot of people are on it.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
a lot, yeah.
Like I'm sure. Were you ever prescribed any type of like antidepressant or like I don't know what?
No, like surgeries. I would have like painkillers.
That's what I'm saying. Like do they then quantify that as like, hey, you can't?
No, antidepressant is different than a painkiller.
I know. I'm just saying that. To what degree do they?
I don't know.
Look at it in that. And speaking,
that was another thing. I about people like on these kind of medicines and like. I don't know how that works, so I don't understand it. I also feel not as sympathetic. I feel like maybe it is an imbalance. It is an illness, but I don't know about it. I don't know about it too much. Maybe I got to learn more, but I don't understand it. Where somebody's got, I got to take a pill. I got anxiety. I got this. I got that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're not the experts here. We're just voicing our opinions, and for what it's worth.
Sometimes I worry, like all these people are called out about their tweets from like 6 years earlier. Like, what happens
when times are different?
When this comes out and somebody actually finds it and listens and is like, "Oh, you're so unsympathetic to people. It's a disease. You're a disgusting person." That's gonna come out. Like, I mean, I don't know if that's a good problem to have. That means we're popular, I guess, if it does. If people listen to it at that point, but I don't know. I had always difficulty understanding that stuff.
Hold on. Our listener is saying cops went to this kid's house 39 times. So again, whatever that the FBI and the cops did in their efforts to prevent this didn't work. So let's just leave it at that for now, because there's nothing more we can say that is in short of running in circles with this topic. So the next topic, do you have another one? If not,
no, I didn't plan anything.
Okay, the next topic,
like winging it.
Not me. I had this shit planned. The next topic I want to talk about is
we're reversing roles now.
That's right. So you got the thumbnail this week. Anyway, the next topic, Black Panther. Did you see it?
I want to.
I want to see it too.
I haven't.
Wait. You're considered white, right?
I'm considered white.
You are.
Oh, you mean like if I check a box, I choose if they let you choose more than one.
You choose Asian because you can try.
I choose both, white and Caucasian and Pacific Islander. But if you can only choose one, I choose Pacific Islander because, I mean, I'm half and half, right? I'm 50-50. But obviously they're doing that because they want to see more diversity. And I don't think I am white. Like if I was white, you know what I mean? Like if somebody that was saying that they were black and white, they wouldn't be like, well, I'm white. They would say they're black.
Yeah, well, so listen to this, okay? For what it's worth, you have options. So for that, congrats and kudos to you. Me, I'm just Asian. In any case, what I'm saying is, if you were to be on the white side, when do you feel like it would be appropriate for you to go watch this movie?
Why is there a white side? Wait, what?
I'm totally just.
What do you mean? Like, when do you think it's appropriate to go watch the movie?
I was listening to Joe Rogan. He actually used he referenced a tweet that he saw that it was like
because it's culture appropriation type of thing.
It was a white girl that said, "I don't want to be insensitive to the African American population, so I want to know when is the appropriate time for me to watch this movie."
Well,
without feeling like I'm,
Yeah. No, that's she's being funny on top of being funny. There's like two levels there, and I like kind of get what they're saying, but no, I mean you could tell, right? You look at some of these other movies, let's say superhero movies, and there's like one or two black people on it. This cast is like it's in Africa. It's like all black cat. Well, mostly there's probably what 90%. I didn't see it. The trailers look like that.
It got really good reviews.
No, it
and,
does.
like,
It did.
Incredible
I
box
wanna
office
see it.
breaking records and everything.
I don't go to the movies anymore because I watch it at home.
Yeah.
I would go to see the movies for that. And another one I'm looking forward to is Ready Player One because I'm reading that book. No, it's a book. It's a book.
Sounds familiar.
Well, because you probably saw Casey talk about it.
No,
Casey reviewed it. That was like 2-3 months ago.
Oh yeah. I think you might have said yeah.
So it's coming out as a movie. I think Steven Spielberg is directing it.
Yes,
It's all
okay, I
about the
remember that.
80s, like so. It's like gonna bring it back, right? All the shows and movies and cartoons from the 80s are in it. So that's coming out. I want to watch those. I'll go to the movies and see those.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take my son to go see Black Panther because I think it's a superhero movie. It's gonna interweave with
You gotta do the handshake
Avengers.
like this. Can I go like that?
Is that the handshake?
Yeah.
That is the handshake?
You guys gotta watch the YouTube live video if you want to see that secret Black Panther handshake that only we know.
All right, well, maybe we'll cut it off and just like tweet it out. Yeah, so if you guys want it, tweet Gio. All right, another topic I want to discuss real quick. Did you see that Metalhead show, Black Mirror?
No, I did watch another 2 episodes of Black Mirror last night. I'm not caught up. I'm still on season 3. But I saw the 2 that I saw were when you die and get old, you can go to this San Juniper place and you live forever through this virtual reality.
I vaguely remember that.
That was kind of cool. And then the other one I saw was when they were in the army, and to kill people, they would have implants in their brain to look like roaches.
God, I don't even remember that one. But yeah, I vaguely remember. This season has been insane.
Season 4.
Yeah, oh my God.
Yeah, really easy watch. There are like 4 seasons, only like 6 episodes in each season. And we always talk about the modern day Twilight Zone. If you guys haven't watched Black Mirror, that's a Netflix show to watch. And each show doesn't depend on the last show. They're all different.
Yeah. So
it's, you kind of watch it. It's
and
like
the storylines are just so wicked. Like the way I would love to see, like, I want to pick the creator's mind, the ones that wrote the story and the ones that make it all come together. From the very first episode, remember with the pig, he had to have sex with the pig.
Yes.
That got me like that. That was just like, all right, hey, I got to go watch it. So, but yeah, I think that's it.
We have more guests coming.
So we have more guests coming. So it will be a true short podcast. Even though we keep on getting more and more viewers, I guess these
growing by the minute.
It's hey, ready? It's twice as much as it was like when we first started. So on that note, we're gonna go and they can't even see the face of this chia.
It's a chia pet. It's bronze from Trolls. I cut it. It grew really long. And then I cut it.
You gave it a haircut?
Somebody's calling.
All right, now we got a call.
We have a caller in that wants to be.
No, I don't.
Yes, hi.
Yo.
You're on the podcast. What's going on?
Hold on. All right, let's cut the podcast. You
can't let these people wait. All right. Yeah, I gotta.
We've been hearing you.
We're on the podcast. All right. You have anything to say in the podcast?
What's up, people? I don't know.
That's
all right. I'll call you back later.
Yo. All right. So on that note, we're gonna end it because everybody's home, and Gigi's about to wake up. People are here. It doesn't matter. We're ending it. So till next time.
Peace.
Deuces.